bloating. So a lot of people, most people end up feeling very gassy or bloated after they eat just because we are terrible chewers. And so I'll always tell people you'll take your enzymes before your two biggest meals, ultimately. Or if you don't have digestive enzymes, I will always promote drinking apple cider vinegar. Because of the acid in the apple cider vinegar, it can go in and help your food break down as well prior to you eating your biggest meals. So yeah, digestive enzymes are great for that. Aside from that, I'm trying to think. Oh, your chlorophyll. The chlorophyll, it's great for naturally detoxifying your gut, odorizing your bowels, and oxygenating your blood. So your bowel movements are never supposed to have a nasty, horrid smell. I know a lot of people warn people before they exit out of the restroom. Your bowels are never supposed to have that type of smell. So the chlorophyll does that. It's literally coming from a chlorophyll plant, but we're supposed to get our greens in naturally. But because a lot of us cook the nutrients outside of our foods, the vegetables aren't able to help odorize kind of our insides. So yeah, the best way to consume any form of vegetables is by steaming it for 7 minutes or less. Most of us do the opposite. We bake, we saute, and don't realize we're not getting any form of nutrients. So on a day like this, you are avoiding the raw vegetables, which would be like a salad. You avoid the raw vegetables, the dairy, and the meat and fish because it's harsh on the body to break down. A lot of people do ask me about the consumption of ramen after colonic. That is acceptable. Of course, I would recommend a veggie broth, but your noodle would have to be gluten-free. Gluten-free doesn't mean it's healthier, it just means it's easier for the body to break it down. So anything that says gluten-free, I try to push clients to consider trying it out. It's not a bad option, but a lot of the stuff that we eat are processed and it has wheat in it, and so wheat is damaging not only to the gut, but it's also being sprayed with something toxic called glyphosate. And so in most cases, it makes it super hard for our body to break down and process those foods. So now your body's dealing with bread, carbs, meat, pasta, a bunch of other things that is struggling on top of the people that still consume dairy. So we eat a lot of foods that struggle with breaking down, not just on itself, but also together.
So what about other grains?
Like exactly today. So you can do quinoa, you can do stuff like that today. Chickpeas are great for today. No, it's not great, but you can do a variety of stuff like that.
And sweet potatoes.
Yes, sweet potatoes are great. You can do that today as well. Fun fact about sweet potatoes, we cook the nutrients out of that too. So one of the best ways of actually truly getting the nutrients from a sweet potato, I would recommend juicing it. I know you don't really see people juicing sweet potatoes, but you'll be surprised. You are able to juice it, and it's not a bad taste to it. Pretty decent. Congratulations! Yay! For you, you're probably gonna get some really good sleep. Well, you will probably as well, but I know this was your first time, so you're probably gonna get really good sleep. So enjoy it. Throughout the week, you just want to pay attention because I tell people colonics are guides. So envision your colon just taking a breath of fresh air. That's how I explain the process of a colonic. So you do want to eat clean in the beginning, but as soon as you're immediately finished with your colonic session, you should feel lighter. But your body is able to kind of pay attention to your gut a lot better. It's able to listen clearly. You're able to kind of focus a little bit better as well. So when we consume foods, we're mixed eaters. So we can't always pinpoint what's causing bloating, what's causing uncomfortability, what's causing gas or nausea or whatever symptom that you may be experiencing. But immediately after colonic session, within that first week of refeeding and reintroducing food back, you can catch certain things because your stomach should still be feeling light. It shouldn't be feeling crazy. But the minute you eat something or consume something, and you're like, ooh, my gut, you should be able to pinpoint what did I just consume or what was in it as far as the ingredients.
Okay.
You survived. You didn't die.
I'm not too happy about this
Okay.
pain I just experienced, but I know that's a sign that I'll be back.
Yes, so the healthier you start to eat, the easier colonic sessions will be. I will honestly say that because the harder I'm just basing this off of my personal journey. When I was extremely unhealthy as far as diet, my colonic session, it was terrible. As my diet changed, I will say it definitely changed the whole dynamic of the game when it came for colon hydrotherapy. But holding will always be the most difficult thing. But the longer you hold, the easier it will be for your body to allow that water to travel up further. So with each session, you should be noticing if that water is traveling further than it did from your previous one, even if they are connected. But the closer you do the do have a release on a gliding device. They're like, I'm pretty sure it's probably a million different bowel movements. Could be. I wish I could tell you how many you had, but ultimately, that's the number one thing I try to get people to focus on. Knowing how to be able to use the restroom and hydrate the body so you can flow. So electrolytes are the number one thing lack of fiber. I'll be right. Oh, you need me? I'm coming. Lacking electrolytes and lack of fiber. And the third one is those are the only three things that my brain will tell me has to be wrong.
What do they
Hmm?
electrolytes? Where would you, I guess, supplements or what type of water
Yes.
would you drink?
So for electrolytes, you always have to add your electrolytes to your water. Me personally, coconut water is a good form of electrolyte, but your coconut water should say coconut water in the ingredients. That's how it could say organic coconut water. I'm okay with it because a lot of us buy like coconut water that says coconut water, sugar, additives, and just a bunch of other different things. But coconut water is as natural as it'll get. A lot of people buy those like liquid IV packets. They promote those as well. They still have organic sugar. I would recommend that over actual Gatorade as a form of electrolyte. I order pure electrolytes, which is just magnesium, potassium, and sodium. So those three ingredients for electrolytes. And then there are trace minerals. So these will be your supplements. So the trace minerals, because that typically will have electrolytes in it. And some people buy electrolyte powders. But you just want to make sure when you are looking for electrolyte, it says electrolyte and no artificial flavoring, no additives, and no sugar. And salt. Surprisingly, salt is another good way, but it's a specific salt. I know some people use pink Himalayan salt. I use Celtic salt. It's like a blue little bag. If you put a pinch of that in your water, because that salt is already mineralized, it already has natural electrolytes in. So that's a great way of adding electrolytes to your water as well. Because we buy water from the store that says electrolyte water, but similar to alkaline water, it can't be alkalized on the shelf for that period of time. Yeah. So that's it. Stay hydrated, y'all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.